Welcome back everybody. Just thought I'd give a little update on how the Katana 750 pop-up is going. It hasn't been all that smooth sailing. I knew we'd have problems with the bike, but I just had to walk away from it for a little bit, recharge the batteries, hence not a lot of footage lately. So one of the first problems I had was when I changed the oil and filter, the front cover on the oil filter, the threads were pulled out of the studs. So the nuts were okay, but the studs are pulled out of the crankcase, so I had to get those retapped and helicoiled. Not a big deal, just another pain, something else to fix. Once that was started, I turned around and started cranking it. First thing to check was for spark. Found out the bike had no spark either. So I've checked the coils, I checked the pickups, I checked the wiring. Everything came back to the igniter or ignition module. I did have the second bike, so I swapped it off the other bike, and we do have spark now, but I did not want to take that part off the other bike. I just got to go source another one or look at getting this one fixed. So just another headache. While checking for spark, I did notice with all that cranking I've been doing, the oil light was consistently on, and I thought, oh, by now it should have some sort of oil pressure up, so I thought I'd better check it. There was no oil pressure in the bike, so then I had to jerry rig and prime the oil system and flush the system. With a bit of effort, as you can see, it did turn around and we did get oil pressure. We had feed right up into the cylinder head, so I did feel it was safe to keep cranking. So from here, I thought it'd be safe to finally connect some fuel to the bike. We now got oil pressure, we've got spark, let's add the fuel. Unfortunately, they didn't go too well. The carburetors just kept flooding and overflowing. The fuel was coming up through these air bleed holes. I assumed my floats weren't set correctly, so I removed them, readjusted, put them back on. Still the same problem. Kept double checking the work, carbies on, carbies off, and then I noticed these vacuum hoses here were blocked off. You can see them with the red cap. They were always there. I just assumed they were supposed to be there. I removed the caps and the carburetors no longer flooded. So what I'm putting it down to, as I'm trying to get fuel into the carbies, because they can't breathe, fuel is just being forced up through the air bleeds and coming out through the top. So they seem to be working fine now. No more fuel leaks. While I had the carbies apart, as you might remember, the standard jet size in that year model was a 1.1 mil. One of the jets broke, and the only one I had was a 1.2 mil. Later bikes did have 1.2 mil jets, so instead of chasing up another 1.1, I just decided to drill all the jets out to 1.2. Hopefully it may run a little bit richer, but I think it should run a little bit better in the top end, so we'll see how that goes. So the bike is, I do have to put it back together. So in the very near future, we should see a attempted start. Look, it has been a little disappointing. It's been a little bit more work than I'd hoped. Hence, I had to walk away from it. Was becoming a bit more of a chore than being enjoyable. I enjoy doing these bikes. I like working on them, but when it becomes a chore, you just got to walk away from it for a little bit. The beauty of it is it's not a job, it's a hobby, so when it does get you down, you can't walk away, and I'm pretty much ready to pick it up again and have another run at it. But hopefully you'll see some more footage soon. See you soon.